I think a lot of the red pill movements and all the various pill movements and everything on Twitter and all of that, I think that's a juvenile masculinity that's trying desperately to emerge from the shelter of over-powerful women who have kept society alive and have run our families for a long time as the men have died. But I think we're emerging from that juvenile, look at me, look at my muscles, look at my Bugatti, into a, who am I next? What am I designed for? Why, right? Masculinity springs from personal sovereignty, but it finds its fulfillment in service and in mission and in care for others, in advancing the cause of others and nurturing through strength, through power, nurturing, not feeding with milk, but even feeding with blood, right? You give your blood for your children continuously, and you hallow the ground for them to move forward and build. I think that is where masculinity finds its fulfillment. And I think that men have grown into personal sovereignty, but I think that we are now stepping forward into responsibility.
What do you think, Connor?
It's a tough thing to guess. I think that AI is going to continue to fracture our collective consciousness, and I think that we're going to see more fracturing, more division, more polarization, more splitting. But I do think that there is a chance that men begin to band together more coherently. And I see it happening online where, there's more men's groups popping up. There's more channels and content for men that are popping up supporting men. And in part, a lot of them are saying very similar things, which I think the archetypal father of Jordan Peterson's kind of spearheaded for a lot of young men, right? Like, I think the reason why he became so popular was he represented the archetypal father that a lot of men just didn't have, right? Make your bed, stand up straight with your shoulders. I mean, just like stupidly basic things. And so I do think that a lot of men are starting to come together and support one another. But I fear that, that AI, that the political division within our countries is going to continue to exacerbate the issue unless we collectively sort of pull our head out of our ass and say, let's continue to come together as men, regardless of your political affiliation, regardless of your sexual orientation. I don't give a shit about any of those things if you are willing to be focused in on being a better version of yourself as a man and supporting somebody cross-border, cross the political lines, et cetera. And so I don't know how that'll play out. That's my general hope. That's my mission. Is I work with everybody from every walk of life. I do not care, where you grew up, what country you grew up in, what your political affiliation is. If you are looking at bettering yourself as a man, then my work is for you.
Well, one thing that I really liked from my work with Jordan Peterson, and I was his executive director for 4 years, and we built his brand and really built his kind of entity together with the team that we had. It was the passion and it was the absolute commitment to come out and to talk about these issues, not from the perspective of, he never said that he was right. One thing I really liked about him is never said that he was right. He said, this is what I think, this is what I'm passionate about, this is what I feel, and I'm going to go and I'm going to fight and fight and fight and fight so that people can wake up and pay attention. And they ask themselves these hard questions and they have the hard conversations. So that was the breakthrough that happened with him, because he actually stood up and said something. Right now that he's kind of transferred a little bit over to a little bit more of a political side, there is a vacuum. I see that there is actually a vacuum in the space, and there is now a new generation of masculine-focused creators that are coming out. But we're still currently lacking somebody with that type of strong passion, with that type of commitment to go and have these conversations on every news channel, on every podcast, on every platform. And I'm very curious to see how this masculinity movement is going to develop, even from the intellectual creator space, and see who we're going to select as a leader or multiple leaders in this space.
If you like this clip, I know you're going to enjoy the full episode. You can watch it right here.